We live in crazy times. It's crazy to believe that one day this truck may not exist. I'm talking about this 5.2 liter supercharged V8. We are at the end of the road in some cases seeing these engines exist in our trucks. But the question is why? Now I will say this, Ford is probably safe because they have committed to keep V8s around, and I'll kind of discuss that in a article that I read. But the Ram TRX as we know it is gone forever. GM is still dabbling in V8s, right? But why is Ram no longer playing in this field? Actually, Ram created this field and Ford just continues to dominate without a competitor. Has a lot to do with the government, has a lot to do with emissions. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. Diego actually sold this truck. It was a special order and yeah, it's a beauty. I definitely wish I had the money to afford one. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker and I'm going to take you guys around this truck and then I'll just show you guys the payload because I can't drive it. At the very top is a description, Oxford white paint, and then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. And the only options is the 803A equipment group, which is basically the Raptor R, $31,925. Options down below, twin panel moonroof, and they did the delete for the graphics, don't blame them. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $113,855. And here are the great Philly comment numbers. 15 on the highway, not bad. I don't normally start here, but I figured I'd make an exception for this video. This 5.2 liter V8, which is supercharged, is going to be putting out 720 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque. Now, as you guys just saw, this basically costs $30,000 plus more than the regular Raptor, right? But you have to keep in mind, even though it's 40% more expensive, it puts out 55% more horsepower. That is insane. Now here's a quick peek at those heads. That's going to be cast aluminum. Now the block is going to be the same material, 9.5 to 1 compression, and this engine takes 11.5 quarts of oil. So let's talk about Ram for a second. When you consider Ford and them continuing to build this truck, as I said earlier, Ram was first to market to do a crazy output engine in a Baja truck, right? Well, because of this EV push, you have to have credits basically to have V8s. A lot of times people like to get upset about politics. Well, politics found their way into our cars, and the reason why Ram can no longer build the Ram TRX or really any V8 is because Tavares decided he was not going to keep buying credits. He was buying credits from Tesla because Tesla doesn't have engines. And because Ford decided to introduce the Mach-E and the Ford Lightning and other vehicles that they have credits to continue to build these ridiculous vehicles. And I thank you, Ford, for your service. Unfortunately, it just sucks for us because yes, there's guys who still want to buy these vehicles, but they're hard to get. If you want to get a Raptor R, good luck. I mean, whoever got this one, I mean, if they weren't going to get it, there's probably 3 or 4 people in line ready to spend $115,000 on this truck. Now, if you are looking at a Raptor R, they do come standard with the 37-inch tires. These are the BF Goodrich KO2s. And check out your B-Lock wheels. They are B-Lock capable. And up front, as you guys probably saw, you have the upgraded bumper. Down below here, large skid plates that go pretty far back, finished in aluminum. Also your control arms, look at those things, beefed up. You have those live valve shocks, and actually dual. Now that top control arm looks to be like either steel or cast, one or two. Fabric material for the liner in there. And of course, the main reason why I love these trucks is that wide body stance. They did a good job building this truck, guys. They really did. And check out the hood here. And then you have this vent as well. But there's no denying, this truck is absolutely beautiful. Let's step all the way back. Yeah, white without the decals. This is probably how I would order my truck. 100%. Here are those high clearance steps. They say Raptor right on the back here. And then here's a good look at that suspension. Multi-link. They're using coils out back. You can see the shocks a little bit better right there. And then right over here are the coils. Now I wonder if that rear end is slightly different. I just checked out a EcoBoost one and it looks pretty similar unless the internals are slightly different. If someone wants to chime in on the comments, I would like to hear it from you guys because I'm not really sure. Dual exhaust. Parking sensors out back, recovery loops here on both sides of the bumper too. And then here's the applique. For some weird reason, I thought they gave you guys the Pro Access tailgate on the Raptor R. At least I thought that's what they were doing, but you're pretty much seeing that's not the case. Power tailgate. They do still provide the step. I would be okay with them deleting this, you know, because I would want a little bit more acceleration. So this is gonna add a little bit of weight to the truck in my opinion. There's a little bit of storage on the side there. 400 watts of power. Bed lights are right there. And you have a bed view camera as well. And this one still has the workstation that no one's ever gonna use on this truck. Well, not maybe never, but I'm sure most guys aren't going to use it. If I want to put it up with power, that is possible. Now I like the overall design of the rear bumper. You notice how thin it is? Gives you a little bit better ground clearance there. Let's go ahead and check out this interior next. So here is the door card. Love the carbon fiber that they use. Have your seat memories. You have this dark gray trimming here. B&O sound system. And notice how the trimming here is like finished in a satin material. Love that they do that too, versus that bright chrome. Here's your kick plate there. And of course you have your Recaro seats. I always forget to show this badge that they add right there. It says Recaro. Actually you can see this one a little bit better on the other seat. But great bolstering. These seats are pretty comfortable. And they're still heated and ventilated, which is kind of shocking. Tilt headrest. Black lantern for the roof. And you guys saw that twin panel moonroof. I like how thick the steering wheel is as well. More carbon fiber right there. And here's some of that design there. Controls for lighting. You can drop the tailgate. Electronic parking brake. Adjustable pedals. I'm going to call you out for this truck. You should give us sport pedals standard. $113 plus $1,000 here. 10-way seat on both sides up front, including lumbar. And then here's that door. Suede material. You have some gray piping with that, I guess you can call that red or orange stitching. Okay. More carbon fiber right here. Love this trim piece. You have more carbon fiber right here. And then check out that center console. Really nice. And then out back, you can see the seats have that suede material still. It says Raptor right there. You have outboard heated seats, 12-volt power plug right here. And then you have your Type-C USBs and 120-volt power plug flat floor surface, and they still provide that collapsible storage down below. Carbon fiber, and yeah, just a great overall design on this truck. Now on this side, you guys can see it says V8 on that center armrest there. And getting in is pretty easy. Heads-up display is a part of this package. And this does have the workstation too. So this does flip over like this. And then as you guys saw, USBs are in here, wireless charger, all your controls for your climate. I like that they still give you hard buttons. You have your drive modes, trailer brake, push button start. You guys want to hear the engine? Not bad. Check out how big the paddle shifters are. I like how you can change your steering, suspension, and exhaust on the fly from just buttons on the steering wheel. On this side, you have this mode here. Okay. And let's just see some of the features that they show you in the screen. Raptor information, and it shows you the status. Pitch and roll. And then your gauges are right here. And then you have more temperatures and measurements. Great information. Now I mentioned to you guys I was going to show you a article online here. So let's go ahead and jump over to that just really quickly. I'm sure in case you want to see some of this stuff here. The ventilated seats work absolutely amazing. The only thing I would like to see, but I'm just being picky here. I'm just being picky. I would like to see the contouring seats, which are massage seats. That'd be kind of cool for this truck. I'm on carthrottle.com. This article is written on this date. I'm not going to read the entire thing, so if you want to read it, just pause it. But I want to point out something. It says here that the CEO, Jim Farley, has confirmed the V8 will live on for as long as they can possibly make it. My question to you is, who would stop them? As long as people are willing to buy it, why not keep making it, and who would stop you? Now, it continues on down here. I just want to point out, I guess people were arguing that Ford diluted the Mustang name by creating the Mach-E SUV. And it goes on to say, while we don't necessarily disagree, its existence may be to thank for the proper pony remaining, with Farley adding, Mach-E lets us sell ICE vehicles for a long time to come. So that's kind of the same issue here with the Ford Raptor R. The Lightning is kind of helping them to continue to sell the V8 in that truck as well. So as I said, it doesn't make sense why there's people controlling what people want to buy. If people want to continue to buy V8s, let them. Here are the numbers on the door. Gross axle rating out front could be 3,900 pounds. The rear is 3,925. 7,500 pound gross fuel core weight rating. 17 by 8.5 wide wheels. And you guys see the axle code is L4, which is a 410 with a locker. All in payload is 1,326 pounds. Tire pressure is 38 front and rear. This truck has shockingly a ton of payload for what it is. I was expecting it to be like around 1,000 pounds. But this truck doesn't have the spray and bed liner. And those decals are probably, what, 10 pounds maybe? Just kidding. I hope you guys liked the video. I really hope that Ford continues to build this truck. They did a great job competing with the Ram TRX. I remember when people were doing drag races with the EcoBoost high output versus the TRX, it was terrible. But this truck came in and it made a splash, and now it's lonely here. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully the election sways it. I know I just triggered someone, so I'll see you later, guys, before I say something else. Later.